Okay, I am back. Searching for. Okay. I'll paste in here my notes about current chapter so you can also get up to speed with that. Just a moment, please. Not that it matters. Okay. So my notes. Okay. Oh, just a tester. My dad put on Casey Kasem Top 40 from like 1984. And so he's got it loud enough I can actually hear it. Right now, we're not going to take it by Twisted Sister. And you shouldn't hear anything because the filter is on, which is good. So there's most of it. Okay. I'll add a little more context. So I decided we'll hear it up from another conversation. The abandoned hall basically uh at the I have a little more context. Um, so I created at least 3 entrances. Basically, the story of the abandoned hall is that there's some untold error on the other side of this wall. The the um the dwarves are fairly meticulous um and master craft. However, the hallway starts to look less finished and then terminates in a wall in the middle of the hallway with no real explanation. Okay. Um, I might have pasted this in the notes, but what happens is Roland, oversized dwarf, who's the son of a dwarven mother and a giant father, uh, um, there are sounds coming um, coming from the wall occasionally, but everyone is too scared to explore. As Roland finds that the wall is starting to crumble, and he uses some leftover tool to essentially demolish the wall. Not hard, considering it was hastily finished, and no one has visited in years. There's this big iron door through which he has to find out a way to unlock it, which he actually finds in a book in the library. It's actually inside a compartment in the back cover. But it doesn't have to be a compartment. It could just be a, like an envelope or something. Inside the back cover. Maybe a pocket or a pouch or something. When he opens it, he sees this machine that has multiple arms and several pickaxes attached, and a hose from apparently still getting steam from somewhere, i.e. a geothermal vent providing steam to power it. There's evidence of the walls being marred, even despite the dwarves' skills. However, because of their skills, it hasn't taken the mountain down. In fact, it hardly does anything, because it's made a groove and there's nothing else to it. So it just occasionally sputters, the arms move, etc. It does cause debris and stuff to fall outside, but it doesn't do any more damage. Apparently, someone had built this machine to speed up mining, digging, and it malfunctioned and went berserk. I don't know how much I actually put in here. Probably, I don't know if I'll put a lot of stuff in here. It'll just be the idea that it went berserk. But because they couldn't get near it, they decided to wall it up in a hurry. So this can actually go into Gnome Kingdom. So that's one entrance. Inside the multi-arm partially. This is a deeper. Oh. And also I'm going to tie it back into Roland's maternal grandfather, who actually invented the machine. Somehow, maybe in one of the library books, I'll hint it was him that built it. Okay. Now, I need to give some more context to the other entrances into the Gnome Kingdom. Okay. So the smuggler's gate was okay. So at one time they were one people, and they split to eventually become the gnomes and the dwarves. The dwarves sealed off any real entrances into the gnome kingdom, seeing as they couldn't live with them. They're greedy, rude. They like to steal stuff and not work. Eventually, over time, they've gotten even shorter with nasty dispositions, where they're practically two different races. Dispositions. Okay. Yeah. So, when they were peeling it off, they decided to have at least one avenue of it's not communication. It does facilitate communication, but it's not of transit between kingdoms, I guess, which is the infamous smuggler's gate. So in times past, they would use it for either political reasons, political reasons, or smuggling in and out things for commerce, or even to get away with crimes. That would be the gnomes, though. The dwarves would never stoop to anything criminal. Really controls semi-secret pass used by dwarves and for political and commercial reasons. Also exploited by natives for theft and mischief, reinforcing their unscrupulous reputation. Now sealed but discoverable by Roland. Provides direct. Okay. So basically, Roland, if Roland looks into the historical section of the library, he gets clues on this gate, and there's a secret entrance. So he eventually stumbles upon a book about a famous smuggler. Smuggler never got caught. And in this book is the combination to the entrance. Eventually, when I get to a full parser-based and beyond text graphic adventure, it will be a puzzle. It deals with wall sconces in a specific configuration to open the entrance. So this book hints at the correct configuration with a small poem I have to write. Okay. Okay. Neat puzzle hook is that got inside combination open summoner's gate puzzle configured lost concept specific order hidden by a small poem in the book. Okay. Later. Oh, that's not what? Stupid thing. Later. So now the famous Lover's Passage, which of course is in my notes, but I feel like I should fill you in a bit more. Okay. So back in the day, of course, the dwarf mines in the gnome kingdom were virtually cut off from each other. And Roland's maternal grandfather managed to find the smuggler's gate, and when he observed the gnomes, generally secretly, he spots this gnome maiden. The thing about her is she's totally different from the other gnomes. She's kind, she's pretty, she gets worked too hard by her guardians. Think Cinderella. And one day, one's grandfather decides to rescue her. He gets to know her first, and eventually they fall in love and get married in secret because gnomes and dwarves are not supposed to mix. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they built right. Okay. Yeah, let me fill you in on the rest. So, uh, in order to be left alone, live their life, the grandfather, I haven't got, decided on names for them yet, but I will probably soon. He starts building a passage from behind one of the bookshelves, and eventually builds them a home in between the kingdoms, or countries, what are you gonna call it? But instead of going from the home out to the gnome kingdom, he uses the secret entrance to build the passage, to dig the passage from the gnome side in secret, so that he isn't caught unawares. He also partially builds it because the smuggler's gate is a bit too far. Keep using, and to be more direct to the home. So they end up living there, and when they want to leave to visit family or whatever, they use their respective secret entrances. And actually, I haven't even thought of her secret entrance side, so I'll have to maybe think about that a little bit. It's not really that important to the story, but I still need to think of it. Yeah. Home is fully livable, secret functional England. Player strong sense of discovery, family history, and emotional depth. It's like pine saw. I wonder if Dad's cleaning in his bathroom. It's so funny. This stupid house is, they. I mean, I don't know. You almost might say it's kind of cheap. I mean, it is and it isn't. I mean, it's not poorly built necessarily, but it's like we in Florida. They do these, I guess, I don't know, to be cheaper, so they don't have to have like a fully enclosed like airflow system or whatever. So all the rooms are open by these vents over the top of each of the doors, so you hear everything. And then I can smell stuff whenever he's using bleach on his bathroom or something. I'll smell it in the rest of the house. Or I'll smell it in other parts of the house. But right now I'm smelling Pine Sol, so I think he might have even been actually been using that. But so ridiculous. Who knows? Maybe I'll get some people end up more people end up watching this somehow, and maybe I can roll that into something. Obviously, right now this is pretty boring, and nobody's watching it because it's pretty boring. But from what I understand, you got to be consistent. You got to continue to do it until it works. Now, this is episode 266. This is part two. So that means now I've done over a year's worth of work, but it's about um it's like almost a year. Like I've been doing this almost a year of actual dev streams, game dev streams. Hello, Chloe Vet. I am doing good. I'm making a game, and right now it's just like it's almost like a choose your own adventure game. And right now I'm explaining the story to ChatGPT because I use ChatGPT to help me bounce ideas off of. So, um, anyways, I'm explaining some backstory to it so that it has some context when I get to help me. Okay, so then blah 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 blah. Anyways, I'm doing good. How are you doing? Are you interested in games, and are you just popping in here just because nobody's in here? I don't get that many viewers, so I've been I've been streaming my game development for over a year, but I've only just been doing Twitch for about I don't know a month and a half maybe. I'm not even sure if it's that long. It's made just a few weeks mostly. But anyways, let's see. Built from the gnome side. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. So they have a daughter, Dylan's mother. And at some point, his grandmother dies, probably from old age or whatever. I'm not really considering like a premature death or anything. So that his mom and grandfather then live in the dwarf mines from then on. But his mom's favorite book is Romeo. What kind of work do you do? Let's see. His mom's favorite book is Romeo and Juliet, which was gifted to her family by none other than William Shakespeare. I'm going to be packing this game with references, homages, and Easter eggs. So the idea is Shakespeare has visited Enchanted lands sometime in the past. It's his mom's esports production currently. Is it fun? Does it make you a lot of money? Esports. Yeah, I've heard about that. I don't know. I don't watch anything like esports, or I don't even really watch the gaming stuff either. I know Twitch is mostly like gamers streaming their stuff, but I'm streaming game development. I figured it might be good to have more people, different platforms. And so there's this thing called Meld. It's actually called Meld Studio, but I'm on Linux, so they don't have Meld Studio for Linux. But they have something called Multi by Meld, which is everything's through their website, and it's right now it's free, so I'm able to stream to like 4 different platforms now. It's fun, but not a lot of money currently for me anyway, because I'm only new. Well, at least it's fun, right? And you do make a little bit of money, maybe eventually, maybe you'll be successful. That's kind of all that matters, really. Okay, so let's go. Uh, yeah, at least Node Studio is fine. It's actually fairly easy. You put the ingest servers, you put the servers to the different platforms you go on, and so far there's like several different platforms. Right now, I do YouTube and Rumble. I was just doing YouTube first, and then I used Restream. But Restream's free tier, free account only allows you to do 2 platforms. And then I heard about this offering it for free because it's supposedly in beta, and so I don't know if it's going to remain free or what. But right now it's free, so I'm able to now stream to both Kick and Twitch as well. So I figure it's only good if it's good if I stream to more platforms. Still a little bit more of a work because I have to make sure I maintain like the the titles of each one, and I have to watch the chats. And I have in here I have this thing called Social Stream Ninja that brings all the chats into one interface, so I can type to everybody. Good evening, Rook. And by the way, Rook is a guy off of YouTube, so I'm looking at you know I'm looking at you and Chloe, right? Chloe Vecht. I don't have my glasses on. I usually don't wear my glasses now, just because I don't like wearing glasses. But I'm nearsighted, but now I'm older, so now I need reading glasses. So now I'm not even nearsighted, really. I mean, I am still. I mean, I can see closer up better. But the my secondary monitor is off screen here. It's just far enough away to make things a little bit like blurry. It's not really blurry, sort of exactly, but kind of. So I have to like you know squint a little bit so I can make sure I see it. Anyways, welcome to the stream, Brooke. And so right now I'm trying to explain to ChatGPT where I'm at in the game so it can help me, because I had to start a new conversation because once the context window gets filled up, it just starts getting slower and slower. And actually, one time it was give me an answer or give me a response, and it just like cut off, like nothing, like it just stopped in the mid sentence. So I'm like, I better start a new conversation here. The bad part is having to re-explain to it and stuff. And yes, I did actually copy some text I have saved, and I can do a few things, but the current thing that I'm working on, I have to explain everything before I actually start to work on it. Anyways, okay, so let's see. It's his mom's favorite book because of uh, the the forbidden romance between um, his grandfather and grandmother, being that grandfather is a dwarf and grandmother is a gnome. Okay, so that's sort of the quick backstory, and now on to the actual entrance into the Lord's Passage. Says that letters pass beautifully. Maternal grandmother passes away naturally, leaving his mother and grandfather in the dark minds. His mother's favorite book, Romeo and Juliet, gifted by Shakespeare and Shell, great for lore, Easter eggs, references. The book is tied thematically to forbidden romance for Roland's grandparents. Okay. This now gives a narrative hook for discovering the lover's passage. Roland will find clues in the book that lead him to the entrance. Yes. Okay, so now we come to the foreign realms section of the library where the book is. And what's special here is that the binding, it has an unusual shape, and when he opens it, he finds a note from his mom telling him his grandfather was a dwarf, but his grandmother was a gnome. This is sort of the hook to get him thinking of this as a way into the gnome kingdom. Okay. Alright. And that also, his grandfather wrote a little poem in the front of the book to his grandmother that goes something like this. The book points away to the answers you seek. Like, how did that go? I actually have it written in here, and actually I actually pasted that when I actually pasted the notes here. So the answer you seek, follow like an arrow may. Okay, there we go. Like, and actually, ChatGPT actually helped me with this line. I was trying to find a way to, anyways, to rhyme something, rhyme with the way, and follow like an arrow may. Spine is the key. Now, I guess it already knows because I already pasted the deals here. So, the decision to use a way and not a way was deliberate. It's to tell Roland and, pardon me, the player that, and the player that you're supposed to point the book away from you, like when you open it. And there's an indentation on the back of the bookshelf, so that when someone takes the book and puts it binding side in, that opens the secret passage. Oop. Secret passage. Pardon me, my nose is bugging me. I got allergies, so my nose bugs me all the time now. Especially now that we're back into summer. I'm in Central Florida, and it was cold and dry for a while. A good dry and cool and cold and stuff. But now we're back to full-fledged summer now, or technically, I guess, spring here. But it's like, even though we're not in summer just yet, it's almost like summer anyways. You only get like you only get like 2 seasons here. You get like uh, you get like autumn and summer basically. And autumn doesn't mean that leaves all over the ground and stuff. It just means that it gets dry and it gets cool and occasionally gets fairly cold. Like it got down into the lower 30s a couple of times this year, so that's pretty cold for Central Florida. Perfect. That gives the Lover's Pass puzzle a clear, elegant in-game hook. Foreign Realms section holds a special book. Unusual binding draws attention when open. One finds his mother's note explaining his grandfather was a dwarf. Poem from the grandfather. Mechanic hit points away. Place the book spine first and lean the indentation on the bookshelf to open passage. Gives players satisfying aha moment. Okay, got it. No need to do that. There's a few things I'm going to do. One is that with the smuggler's gate, he'll use one book that describes this famous smuggler. Coincidentally, he's the guy that smuggled things from his grandfather to his grandmother, including the wedding ring. And this famous smuggler will not say how to get into the get into the smuggler's gate, but he has a little poem or a limerick that tells you the combination of the wall sconces to open it. On the abandoned hallway side is the myths and legends section, which talks about the untold terror from behind the wall, the unfinished passage. It's also this book that has the key concealed in the back cover. Okay. It ties all 3 entrances neatly to the library sections and reinforces player discovery. Smuggler's Gate, historical section. Famous smuggler even helped smuggle things for Roland's grandparents. Poem limerick hints at wall sconce configuration to open the gate. Abandoned hall, myths and legends. Untold terror behind the unfinished wall. Key to the iron door hidden in the back cover. Lover's Passage for Realm section. Mother's note. Grandfather's poem at Romeo and Juliet. Book point to the bookshelf indentation. Each path with distinct fill and puzzle style while keeping everything tied to exploration, lore, and family history. Okay. So now is the part of designing the interesting choices, because I can write a single page for each, but partly because I don't have any material for decision points, and I need at least one decision point. Okay. but also for the future phases when I introduce actual puzzles, these will be puzzles. At this point, it resembles a choose your own adventure. Um, although not entirely. So no puzzles here, but I'm sort of pre-designing the puzzles. Okay. What type of OS? Hold on a second. What? Give me a second. Adam S. I don't know if S. Adam Dev. Your name. Welcome. By the way. Um, I'm just using Redot, which is a fork of Godot. So probably the 3 major, and I think I can have it output to the web. So at least for a couple of times when I actually put this up somewhere, it might be on the web right now. I mean, not right now, but when I do it. So I'm currently running Linux. I'm developing it in Linux right now. Let me look at something. Check something out here. That's Kick and that's Twitch. Oh, oh, so you're in Twitch. Oh, of course I see the Twitch thing there. I was thrown off by your avatar or whatever. The little whatever icon that they use. Because yours is as this cool kind of green thing. It's really tiny. I'm using Social Stream Ninja and it's putting it on there. Okay, Twitch. Cool. So yeah, I don't know if that answered your question. I'm actually developing in Linux. I'm using an engine called Redot or Redo or however you want to pronounce it, which is a fork of Godot. And right now I'm using the 4.3, so it's actually a Godot. It's the fork from Godot. It's the fork of Godot 4.3. So it's exactly like that. Right now they're up to 4.5, and it's called like 26.1 LTS, but it's equivalent to Godot 4.5 point 1 or 2 anyways. Which I'm going to upgrade eventually, but right now I don't really need to because I'm developing this part of the game. This part is mostly kind of the story, and it's not that I'm not developing the game and just developing story. It's that this is the game right now because I'm doing it in phases, iterations, basically, where I start with the most simplest form of adventure game, which is a choose your own adventure, and I'm finding out that that's not even really that simple as you might think. You know, it makes certain things tougher, whereas I just make puzzles and make it easier. But I'm actually doing this in phases because I couldn't get my head around doing things. I've been trying to make this game for years, and I just I get started, I get stuck or whatever, and then I'd stop, and it's kind of large in scope, sort of, and so I decided this would be the best way to do it. So doing it in phases means it's going to take a lot longer to finish, but it means I will be able to finish it. This is the most progress I've ever made on the game, so, and I'm almost mostly just over halfway through it right now. If I finish these sections that I'm working on, it'll be like 60-75% done, and it's taken a really long time, but it's sort of like front loading. So when I actually get to the other phases, it's going to take as long to add stuff to it. Anyways, that's just the deal. So yeah, I'm running in Linux. I'm hoping to be able to put it up on the web. In fact, I suppose I don't know if Chloe Vect is still in here, but I suppose I should have showed you how the game works. Now, anybody that's watching this, assuming that you've never seen it before, these are just a couple of 3D objects because eventually I'm thinking about 3D environments like way in the future, and I was like, Well, I should put something in there first, and but since Godot and Redot is a okay, yeah, but and since Godot and Redot is a node-based system, I don't really need to do the 3D stuff in there right now, because it'll work the same way, right? And I'm not even getting to that yet, so it kind of depends on how far I get in the phases. Anyways, so this is just a very basic like Choose Your Own Adventure style engine. You hit a number and it goes to um, a different page. See, and 0 to quit, and so right now it's very basic. In fact, if you don't put the commands in the choices in the description, then you're not going to know when you're reading it what choices you can make. So that's how simple it is. It's just very simple. And then this is, of course, the editor. If you know anything about Godot, this is just like the Godot editor, except for it's red instead of like blue green or whatever the original Godot colors are. And then save room data and this plus and minus are buttons that I created a plugin for so that I can save the data, and the files are actually saved in JSON format. So these are actually the way these are the rooms, and this thing called doors are basically references to the destination page, so to another page basically. So anyways, that's about it for that. But yeah, so I gotta finish right. These were actually new pages that I added. But in order to save it, I have to save room data because I'm not saving seam because each room is a JSON file. It's not like a C node. These C nodes are because I loaded them in. I loaded all the JSONs in this particular scene. Also, the scene doubles as a layout tool when I actually get to adding functionality. Right now, it's just a selection and move. I can do that, and then it does save zoom level and pan position, so I can move around. And then, of course, I got the lines connecting all the cards, so I can see it visually. Anyways, I should probably get back to the deal because I only have 30 minutes left today to stream, or at least 30 minutes right now. If I get some extra time tonight, I might do an extra session tonight. I have to catch up because I'm kind of behind on my own deadline. My own deadline says I want to finish by March 31st, and right now I'm working on 2 chapters because they're part of the same story arc, and I haven't even finished chapter 11 yet. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now. Anyways, back to the deal here. Okay. So now the decision point is mostly about flavor, exploration, choice, and actual puzzles. You want at least one for this chapter. You're pre-designing them so they become real puzzles in later phases. Natural spot for decision point would be, yeah. Okay, so basically the first thing Roland comes to when he enters the dwarf mines, I guess dwarves and dwarven aren't real spellings because it should be like dwarfs, but I always feel it's like leaf versus leave versus leaves, you know, even believe it or not, beef versus beeves. Kind of interesting. I didn't know until I looked it up, but beeves is the plural of beef, and beef used to refer to a single steer. Okay, But I like the way Dwarven sounds. It sounds more correct to me, so I'm leaving it. It's my game anyways, and I can, oh, anyways, and I can spell it how I want. Oh, I didn't mean that extra parenthesis, but Dwarven has a nice classic fantasy feel. It reads smoothly, totally fine to keep it in that way in your game. It even signals slightly more formal, traditional flavor compared to dwarfs. We can move past spelling and focus on Roland's first moments in Dwarven minds as a setup for the decision point. Enter the library hub. Okay. Not just yet. So basically, each entrance is a single one time say it one time path that each end up in the same place. So if he decides, you the player decide to go to one of the 3 sections that determines what path you play. I don't have any state tracking, and thus don't do loops either. So so if I wanted to let you explore all 3 options, I have to duplicate some pages. If anybody is wondering, I don't even know if you guys are still in here, but if anybody is wondering why I keep looking to the side, it's because of my secondary monitor, which is actually just a cheap TV. Okay. But anyways, this keeps it nice and neat. And when they finally go back into the mines, Roland takes the same path. I don't track the state, so I don't know which path the player chose. So it will be a generic. Roland used this same path to enter into the Gnome Kingdom. Kind of deal. Okay. All paths converge in the same story beat. Later, Roland returns to the mines. The game is okay, so the first thing I decided was how do I add a choice to the Lover Escape, because it's mostly a sequence of events. In the later phases, you'll be able to go in and out of areas and explore them as you like, and it so the first one already I can choose is what books. So I'm going to have 3 to 5 books. Probably just 3. Pick from, and they'll all funnel back to Romeo and Juliet. So I can at least do that much. And I haven't actually done anything on the game itself other than create three pages. I should actually fill those out probably. That's a neat way to add minor choice without altering the main path. Regardless of choice, fair fields agency gets a small reward. And then I have to decide, okay, so once, and that's, yeah, that's going to be, it's like 5, I think it's 5 pages. So we already have 3 and 5. That's 8. That's actually fine. In fact, that might be the only decision points in that, because I'm supposed to keep the pages to about a max of 20, 10 to 20 total pages in there, and it just keeps things kind of nice and neat, and keeps me on track. So this might be the only place that has a choice. So once he picks up the book, are any other choices? But considering that I only want a max of 20 pages per chapter, that might be the only choice in this section. That's like 5 pages itself. Then 6 to open the... It's like 5 pages itself, okay, but when you finally pick the right deal, maybe 6, depending. And then, of course, there's the 3 original choices and the 1 hub page. That's 4 1 hub page. That's almost 10 pages itself. Then I have to think of something similar for the other 2 entrances. Well, I may not be getting people staying here, but at least some of you guys are popping in here, which is cool to me. So thanks for that. Given page limit, the book selection choice can be the only meaningful decision in the letters passage. Um, okay, even with the page limit, can you think of anything else that would make a meaningful choice after you looked at the poem to enter the letters passage? So in the book, inspect the bookshelf more carefully, look around the room to see if there are other clues. Which direction to enter the passage first? Follow the right corridor. Approach to secrecy. In sketch 1, concise example of text for um Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I don't think I'll just a direct shot, so it's supposed to be a straight shot to the little home we built. Maybe I'll just leave it instead of trying to create something and having to remove it later. If I need extra choices, I'll be able to tell better when uh, if I need extra choices, I'll be able to tell better when I've created most of the other pages. So give me a few minutes. I need to um, fill in the first 4 pages before going into the choices in the library. Okay, so these 4 pages. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do here. Okay, finding a way in the oversized door. Okay, so what does this say? This says, right, and smart shop. Um, all right, so let's come up with something here. At least 15 minutes. I should be able to come up with at least 1 page. Uh, hit 1 to check out the let's see. History of the door. Um, history. Check out the history section. What did I? Okay, wait, wait. Okay. Balls Highway. Okay. 2 entrance. 3 entrances. Historical section. History section. Hit 2 to check out the uh foreign realms section. Hit 3 to check out the myths and legends section. Okay, there. So those are the actual 3 choices I got here. Oop. Okay, just click OK, and let's go ahead and save room data. I'll go back into it. Roland eventually comes to the Dwarven Library. He remembers his mom used to take him here when he was really young. Looking around, um, he sees the 3 major sections, figures, you might find something here. Here that can help. Okay. Looking at the left, he notices the history section, which could tell him of how the mines were built. Looking ahead, he notices the foreign realms section, which may or may not hold something of interest. Looking to the right, he notices the myths and legends section. Okay, I guess that's pretty straightforward. I don't know that that's really I mean, that's pretty dry, but I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it just so I can say that I actually made some progress here. Okay. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna link up the doors. So let's go and let's check the door specs. Oh, there's no door specs. Oh, okay, this. I'm gonna copy these, and I'm actually gonna paste them in here. So paste exact thing in here. Door specs was a way for me to create doors within the editor without having to actually do some external or modify the JSON file or whatever. Anyways, paste. Control S, say room data. Okay, that's good. Okay, this is going to have, I'm going to do 3 of them. Okay, 3 of them. Okay, this is 1. This one is 2. And this one is going to be 3. This is the choice numbers that you have when choosing. And then I'm going to go ahead and okay, so we're gonna copy Smuggler's Gate to the left. That's okay, and that's correct. So everything is correct. All right, so let's go ahead and copy that in here. We're gonna put this right in position 1. Control V. No, Control V. Okay. So that's the. Wait. No, that's right. That's right. Page 2. What am I thinking? Yeah, page 2. This is page 1. That's page 2, 3, 4. Okay. Got it. All right. All right. Page 2. So let's go to page 3. This one. No. ID. Copy. Go into here. V, L2. All right. And then we're going to copy this. Copy. And here we're going to replace Control V. And make sure that the semicolon is on all of these, because I had a thing that I was doing a terminating character, which I don't really actually need, but it's the way it is. Okay, so that works now. Now this is just going to go to here. So we're going to save that. Let's go ahead and copy the ID, copy, and let's go into here, and we are going to add this Control V, Control S, save room data, reload save scene to make sure everything is cool, and it is. And there we go. So now, pardon me. All right. So now, Love in Foreign Realms, which would be our, yes, Lover's Passage. Urban Legends of the Luminar. Okay, so, for anybody that doesn't know, in my game, there's this magical mineral slash metal slash ore called Quicksilver. And Quicksilver is actually just a nickname, but I hadn't properly thought up a name. But basically, Quicksilver has magical properties. You can burn it, and things will float when you burn it. So you have flying trains when you burn it. Also, it gives off light, like a really bright light, so you can use that as lighting. Use Quicksilver to open portals, so you can embed it in anything. You can sew it in a silver thread, Quicksilver thread, or a ticket. In the case of getting into Enchanted Lands, which is a resort, you get Quicksilver tickets, which basically open a portal. And you open a portal by holding it and saying these words, not necessarily magic words, but basically your intention of where you're going to go. And so usually it has something to do with going into Enchanted Lands. And then it also powers magic mirrors. Magic mirrors, of course, are highly polished, but it means you can call any other magic mirror that's nearby to the person you want to call. So you contact somebody, and even state their location to make it quicker. And so basically, what you do is you touch the bezel of the magic mirror, and then it opens a communication, a viewing window between yourself and the person you want to talk to. Sort of like a two-way phone, like a video phone, but two-way magic mirror basically. And so Quicksilver just basically powers everything magical. Of course, there are wizards with spells and stuff, but a lot of modern conveniences like lights, indoor lighting, flying trains, and things come from Quicksilver. And I finally figured out a name for Quicksilver. The actual official name or scientific name is called Luminite. And I just kind of did this because part of the properties has to do with light, like light transmission. You have the lighting sources, you have being able to communicate with light, that sort of thing. And so I call it Luminite, and then the mountain range is called the Luminar Mountains, and that's where the Dwarf Mines and the Gnome Kingdom is. And originally they were a single race of halflings. And one faction, they started getting greedy, they started getting lazy, suddenly, started acting bad. And it got so bad that they formed a rift in between the two factions, the two halves. And eventually they kind of changed into what we know as the dwarves and the gnomes today. So if you know about the Time Machine, you either read the book or watched the movie. I haven't read the book, but I've watched the movie, where you have the Eloi and the Morlocks. It's sort of like that. It's sort of like they eventually got lazy. They be almost like disfigured. Not really disfigured, but they got shorter, fatter, uglier, meaner, and almost to where they're two races of people, which is the dwarves and the gnomes. Uh, and the dwarves are master craftsmen, and they work hard, and they're meticulous, and they're perfect in their work. Dwarven halls are not like huge, like in say Lord of the Rings or whatever, um, but they're normal size, maybe a little bit short, but they're like super like well built. Each of the rooms feels like it's a built room, but it's actually carved out of rock because they know how to do it just perfectly. And so it's called Luminite. So the Luminar Mountains is the mountains that they're under, that both the Gnome Kingdom and the Dwarf Mines are under. Anyways, it looks like I've used up my time for today. So I guess I could get some done. Anyways, not a lot done. So maybe if only if uh we happen to go to bed early, or Dad happens to go to bed early, I'll come in my room and I will maybe I might do a bonus stream tonight. So we'll see if I do that. If I get a chance to do that. If I do, then I'll continue on because I still got to get this done. It's looking like I'm not going to be able to finish what I need to finish. This week I was supposed to be working on chapter 13, and I was supposed to get 11 and 12 done last week, but it took me all week just to get up to this certain point here. So we'll see. Um, Maybe I'll luck out and I'll get 11, 12, and 13 done, which means I'll be on time, on track to be able to get this done by the end of March. Anyways, I want to say to everybody that popped in, thank you. Pop it again. You don't have to stay. Pop in for a few minutes, see what's going on, leave. Uh, as long as I keep doing this, obviously, I'm not relying on the people coming in and watching to do this. So I'm just gonna keep on doing this for a while until I get stuck or something, or there's some reason that I can't continue on. Um, and we'll see. But yeah, so come on in when you feel like it. Leave when you feel like it. Um, and I will see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll continue on with this and see if we can get the rest of these chapters done this week. Thank you for watching part 2. I will see you tomorrow.